I've covered self-publishing mistakes quite extensively on this channel, yet I've hardly scratched the surface nor exhausted all possibilities. That's why when I chatted with fellow YouTuber Julie Broad, I felt the need to bring this big topic up. After all, Julie Broad has been in the self-publishing business longer than me, so she had to have some juicy nuggets. Well, I wasn't disappointed in Julie's answer, and you'll agree with me when she discusses self-publishing mistakes to avoid in a book launch. Stay tuned. Welcome to Self-Publishing with Dale, where you'll learn tips and strategies for publishing your own books. And while we're on the topic of launching books, how would you like to have a sensible action plan for your publication release? Then you'll want to get your hands on the bestseller book launch checklist by going to selfpublishingwithdale.com/checklist to download your copy right away. Not too long ago, I had the pleasure of connecting with fellow YouTuber and an Amazon overall #1 best-selling author, Julie Broad. You don't have to search much about self-publishing before tripping over the book launcher's YouTube video content. Julie provides keen insights and recommendations for running a self-publishing business. Curious on her take, I asked Julie what she felt were the most common self-publishing mistakes to avoid in a book launch. Here's what she had to say.
Oh, there's a couple. I think one is people are writing a lot of boring books. And so I think I'd say this with kindness, but it's been easier than ever. It's easier than ever to self-publish, but the problem is people are doing it too fast, and they're skipping a lot of the things that really are essential that made books great. And that's, lots of editing, but it's also that research and figuring out, what makes me different and what's the hook of this book? Like, what is that thing that makes people have to read my book right now? And if you skip that part, it's hard. Like that's why people skip it. Is they just like brain dump and turn it into a book, brain dump, hire an editor on a cheap site and then publish it. And it's a boring, crappy book. And it makes me sad because I love books. And
Likewise.
I want great books out there. And as a self-publisher, I saw somebody the other day said, I don't think it should be self-publishing versus traditional publishing. I think it should be professional publishing versus unprofessional publishing. And I thought, that's great. I wish I knew who said it. It was one of those things where you're kind of walking along and you're like, wait a minute, who said that today? That was great.
It's yours now, Julie.
It wasn't, but I'll take it. Because I think that's really the biggest difference is people try to skimp on the cost because they'll go, oh, copy editing is going to cost me $3,000. Ooh, well, I can get this, my aunt will do it for free, or, oh, this person over here will do it for $1,000. Well, you're going to get what you pay for. Like professionals are charging that for a reason. And so I think that's really one of the biggest things is they don't have a great hook. They haven't taken the time and dug deep enough to figure out what's going to be juicy, what's going to make people want and need to read this. And they haven't invested in creating a top quality professional book. I mean, think about it. If you're in the elevator with, somebody that you have highest respect for, sometimes they'll say like you're in the elevator with Richard Branson, for example, and imagine you've got a copy of your book. Would you hand it to him and be proud or not? And if the answer is not, then you haven't invested enough in that book.